Well, looky what we have here. We have Week 9 Sunday NFL algorithm coming at you. And we've got some additions. And as always, I have a million things to talk about. I have not gone through all the games yet, but I did program everything to include defenses and how much of the defense is injured. That's the new thing over here. Watch out. We'll be talking about that. And I went through all the projection pivot sheet. I found a lot of kickers that were traded around, and I think I got the kicker straightened out, and I have all the free agents that are free right now. It's actually a really cool tool for owners, NFL owners and coaches to go through what's available. Anyway, so a lot of stuff done. I'm feeling pretty good. Updated injury report, okay, here we go. Let's start and let's find the best picks of the day because, man, do we have a lot of information. So first of all, Thursday night. Thursday night, let me know that we need to pay attention to the magnifier, and I'll get into that in a minute, but it also showed me this over here. Over here is the team. In this case, it was Indianapolis versus the Jets on Thursday night. Their total score of how, when we rate their defense, which I now do over here, but this is just a streamlined rating that needs to be adjusted, but we're going with it for this first week, and then we'll work on it next week. But what it does show is it shows that the total defensive rating when you add up all the players and their calculations, and then it shows you the percentage of those guys that are injured. So that means that there was 26% of the team, the defensive team, when you calculate their stats up the way we do this, was hurt on Indianapolis, which means the Jets should score more because that's a lot. The Jets only were 14% hurt, but they were already a terrible defensive team. So what I mean by that is when you look at all the teams, you start to see where that fits in. Indianapolis, 26% of your team injured defensively is a lot. It's an orange number. Red numbers are going to be bad here, and green numbers are going to be good. Like the Chiefs have apparently a healthy defense right now. Cincinnati, a healthy defense. Arizona, healthier defense. Dallas, healthier defense. If this is at all right, then that's what that's saying. It's also saying the opponents and how their situation is looking. So red down here is really bad for whoever Dallas is playing. That's Denver. So Denver's defense really, really, really hurting. And who else here? Chicago's defense really, really hurting. Baltimore's defense hurting, sort of, at 20%. 21% Cleveland hurting. San Francisco hurting. Philadelphia not hurting. Just very, very interesting stuff. So we'll go through every game and with that information, start to analyze which of these picks should be part of a round robin. If you saw last week's video, we went 7-0 and hit a 50-1 parlay if you played the parlay. And you hit about I think it was 14 or 15-1 on the round robin, something like that. So I didn't bet it, of course, because I wasn't in a state where I could bet, but I am this week, and I'm betting this week, and I'll show you what I'm betting. So number one at the top of the list, when we sort this by projected margin of victory, is apparently Baltimore over Minnesota. Thinks they win by 13, they have to cover 6. Only caveat I just saw was that, actually, no, it's not a caveat. Minnesota's D is hurting and Baltimore's D is not. No, this is a good bet. There's everything here is consistent. The score, the worst this is going to be if you have a magnifier of 3.75 and it's not a very scoring game, is you still end up with them winning by 9. So apparently, negative 250, not good enough, but Baltimore's supposed to win by more than a touchdown here. So, I mean, on a round robin, you're supposed to just take Baltimore to win. So maybe I'll do a couple separate round robins, but this Baltimore, if you're taking lines that are even money, the Baltimore -6 is okay because it's under a touchdown. So that's what that says. The Saints and the Falcons, 29-16. Similar situation. Let's check the defenses. 14-14. Atlanta, terrible team. Having to only, New Orleans probably covers this. The algorithm says yes. Similar exact thing we just said on a big round robin. You could take this thing at 265, or you could take the -6. You're not going to hit these every time when you take these points. These you're supposed to hit every time, so think about it that way. Raiders and the Giants, 27-18. Raiders playing well post Gruden. That's a good line. Says they win by 9. Oh yeah, they did lose Henry Ruggs. That's that whole situation. Their defense is not hurting though. The Giants hurting a little bit more. This game's in New York. They only have to cover field goals. Says they cover 9. Says the Giants can't score. You know, you trust the algorithm, right? That's without Ruggs, right? Let's just double check. Raiders. No, he's in here. No way he's playing. I'm going to remove him from the list because he was going 150 miles an hour on the strip. I know that area. We're just going to assume he's not playing. I don't know how he's not on the IR. That's the right guy, right? I'm just going to remove him because I don't think he should play. I'm making an executive decision. I do not think he should play. I think even though the case isn't final yet, there's enough evidence at this point. All right, I'm removing him from the scores. So he's gone. Let's see what happens. Raiders move down here, and now they only win by 6. So let's leave it like that. So that puts the Colts and the Jets here, which already happened. The game's over. That's fine. Steelers and the Bears. Yeah, remember, Chicago's defense hurting at 25%. Also, Steelers not. Okay, a lot of consistency liking the Steelers. Now, unfortunately, same exact problem as these two. It's literally the same exact problem. The hook is under 7, but the Bears do suck. The win percentage is not great. Wow, how about that? That's surprising. That's a little inconsistent with them covering 7. Steelers don't like to cover a touchdown lately. Look at the under here. What is the under? See how this is a red projected point total? The over-under for that game is, where are you at, Pittsburgh game? Where'd disappear to? Oh, this is a Monday night game. Oh, wow, look at that. Oh, my God. 40, what? That is ridiculous. We have 41 and they have it at 40. God damn it, odds makers using this algorithm. There's no other way in hell that comes out without this. Oh, my God. All right, well, that's a Monday night game. Let's not think about it for round robins tomorrow anyway. Chargers and Eagles. Eagles defense healthy, right? Was that what that was saying? Yes. And the Chargers defense not healthy. So here's where looking at this defense, if our defensive calculations mean anything, is that this is distorted. And I haven't included a formula that changes the point projections based on the injured part of the defense. So we have to do it in our head right now. And we have to say the Chargers are not supposed to give up more points, and the Eagles are not supposed to give up more points. The Eagles are going to keep them in the 20s. So now you have a game where the Eagles might win because of defense situation. And the over-under that we have projected at 44, this is where you can probably find a bet in this game, is the Eagle over-under is 50. Really? That's right along where we think it's going to be. Because it's 44 plus the Eagles get another touchdown and make this a game. So tough. All right, so that is where the algorithm is telling us to stay away because it doesn't like the Chargers' defensive health and does like the Eagles' defensive health. Yet the line is not good enough to take the Eagles because it's only minus 124 with the Chargers. So the Chargers game can come off here as a game. We're not going to play that game. Now we've got Cincinnati and Cleveland. Says Cincinnati doesn't blow another game to the Jets. Are they coming off a bye, or did they win last week? I'm not going to look. So Cleveland, this algorithm has not liked Cleveland much. Thinks they win by 6. What's the defensive situation for those teams? Cincinnati healthy, Cleveland not. So even more consistent that Cincinnati wins this game and only has to cover 2, so that's even. Although on the round robin, you just take them to win, just because it's not worth it in case they win the game, which is what you think they're going to do. But that's priceable. If you're doing one of those round robins where you're trying to get paid more and you're taking teams on the points, then you take the 2 there. But for the round robin we're talking about so far, we got these 3 on the money line, and the Raiders on the money line, even without Ruggs. That's what we have so far is those 4. Now we're looking at Green Bay and Kansas City. Kansas City's D was healthy, if I remember correct, and Green Bay's was not really. I mean, it's hurting a little bit at 18%. Rodgers has got COVID, right? So he's not playing. Let's double check Green Bay real quick. quarterback wise, we've got Jordan Love, right? Is that okay? Now, here's the thing with Aaron Rodgers. Is he actually out for out? Let's go to the injury report and really double check this because it matters big time. Like, are we positive he is out? He is on reserve. I don't know if that means he's actually out. Let's assume he's out for what we're talking about. If he's in, everything's off with what I just said, even if he's just getting off COVID. So let's assume that he is out because it says he's out, I guess. So in that instance, the Green Bay is absolutely no way in hell they're going to win this game. And that's why it's against the Chiefs anyway in Kansas City, right? So now whether or not they cover 7, they probably blow this out, right? Because there's no Aaron Rodgers. So you can almost take that on that riskier one. I guess we have to just say take the 303 for the big round robin. So because right now we're looking at top 5, right? That's exactly what the algorithm's supposed to do. And we have defensive information confirming that we like these. Now, how about Arizona, San Francisco? Underdogs, Arizona. Why? Arizona not hurting on D. San Francisco, yes, hurting on D. I don't understand this in the slate. Arizona's just lost like one game, right? Right? Well, let me check this. So, our matrix, Arizona is 7-1. What on earth? Why? Is that right? That's craziness. It's crazy. I don't understand. Somebody please explain. Is this game rigged? Like, double check me on this, but this is a joke if Arizona is plus 150. So now we're including that also. Buffalo and Jacksonville looks like an unbettable line. Yeah, you can't do anything 14 points. So, yeah, I'm not even going to worry about over-unders in a weird game like that. Let's just assume Buffalo wins, and we don't know how. Houston's supposed to beat Miami well. This violates my 2 bad team rule, so you can't bet on this game. So just pull Houston off there. Anything can happen with 2 bad teams. Then you've got the Rams and Titans. So what I saw about the Rams was that they signed Dustin Hopkins as a kicker. Tennessee is minus Derrick Henry. That's why LA's. But see LA all the way down on this list, supposedly not even covering the spread. Boy, does it look like they win that game, and it's only minus 310 if we're really doing everything up top here. If you're doing like a big parlay, we're now up to 7 games, but the lines are not great on a lot of them. And the Patriots but the Rams win that game, but we don't know if they cover, honestly, because we don't know how Tennessee reacts without Derrick Henry and what they're going to do. But the Rams are probably going to win that game at home, right? So Patriots and Panthers has the Patriots by 5. I think the Carolina's still struggling with Sam Darnold. Have more than a field goal. It says they cover 5, but it's way down on this list. What's the defense situation? Oh, by the way, the Rams defense is hurting. Another reason not to have this game, actually. It's minus 310 already, which is a bad line. It's down on this list. Let me remove that. So far, it's just these 6. We're not taking the Rams because there's too many question marks there. And the defense helped us out and dodged that game. Now, this one, Patriots defense is 40% ill. Really? What does that look like? What does that look like? It looks like questionables, though. Ooh, wait a minute. Some of these guys are questionable. Eeks. Yeah, I'm pulling questionables out. All right. Good thing we checked that. That just means that our number might be a little inflated with who's injured, and those injured people might not fully be out. So take it with somewhat of a grain of salt. But it's still a really high number of 6 there are questionables. So the Patriots already being way down on this list, a Carolina team that is in Carolina, really, really hankering for a win, spells some disaster down here. So we stay away from that game also. Now, Dallas over Denver, though, different story. Dallas is healthy, and Denver is apparently, however unhealthy they are, that's still a high number. So this game at minus 450, god damn it. Says they only win by 5 anyway. Wow. Dak Prescott probably coming back and playing after rest. They got to cover 10. Damn it. They made it unbettable for us. All right, guys. I guess it's actually kind of easy. If you really do what you're supposed to do and just stick with premium picks, then you're left with this. You're left with all these teams on. Wait a minute, I don't want the Rams, right? I said no Rams. Rams gone. So are we missing somebody? Did I pull off somebody that's supposed to be there? Or are we down to 6? Yeah, we're down to 6, right? Yeah, I think that's right. Are we missing somebody? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. Okay, that was it. So these are the picks. And I have the round robin calculator thing. I'm not going to pull it out now because the video has been long enough. But I'm putting the link right now in the video. The video is going out tonight. I'm actually going to do a hockey video after this, but everyone's waited long enough. And I did the defensive stuff. And man, boy, hockey's having a really good night. Also, that's why I'm in a good mood. Is I hit like 5 out of 6 on like an underdog round robin and hit like 18-1 or something. Or yeah, something like no, not 9-1. Yeah, I won like 8 or 9-1 because I hit 5 out of 6. And I'm in a good mood, so we'll do this. This is like when you take a look at this, these are very strong picks. Now, the odds makers agree with us on 5 out of the 6 of those games. Now, as for the strength of those games, we think something like Cincinnati and the Raiders are actually. We definitely think Cincinnati over Cleveland is stronger than the odds makers think. We think Baltimore over Minnesota is actually stronger than the odds makers think, and New Orleans over Atlanta. We think Kansas City over Green Bay is about where it's supposed to be, especially with no Rodgers. That's the other thing, is be careful of this game, because if Rodgers is somehow coming off the Jeopardy stage and playing this game, you got a whole other problem. So I'm almost tempted to say it's a bad enough line as it is, so maybe pull this off and just go with. That's actually not a bad idea, because we've been terrible with Green Bay all season, and the Chiefs are a mess, even if they're not defensively hurting. Like, they've been weird and a mess. So you don't really need them on there because of the Rodgers question mark. That leaves you with 5. And these lines are actually looking kind of colorful and reasonable. So $100 on a 5-team. I think there are 26 bets on a 5-team round robin. So that's like, if you do like $5 a bet, it's like $125 bet almost, $130. This will pay on a round robin, will pay, I don't know, God, probably 7-1, I think. And then a parlay, a 5-team parlay here, which is actually kind of what I'm telling you to do. I'm actually telling you to do a 5. I mean, or a 4s and 5s round robin, something high, because these are all extremely strong picks on the money line. This Cincinnati, maybe because they just blew a game against the Jets in Cleveland, but this is in Cincinnati. And remember, the defense of Cleveland's kind of hurting. Like, this is Cincinnati was the top of the, anybody blows a game of the Jets accidentally. If the Raiders, I mean, that's probably okay against the Giants, who are not really a very good team. And it says, even without Ruggs here, that they win. And I don't understand what's going on here other than them rigging this game. Like, what is going on here? So nobody's hurt on Arizona, right? Like kicker, like I don't get it. San Francisco getting somebody back or something? Somebody explain this to me. I do not understand this line. So it's these 5. We're here at the end of the video. It is these 5. We'll figure out what the parlay pays. The parlay on these probably pays in the neighborhood of 20-1, something like that, I think. So we'll see how that goes, and good luck everybody this weekend, and may your picks be winning.